Friends, good morning. I just saw you. Let me put this down here. Abby's here. There she is. She's got a bow in her hair today. Actually, she has two bows in her hair. She wants to listen to this story that I'm going to read to you. There she is. She actually watched you when we had our Zoom meeting with Miss Deborah. So now I'm going to start. And today, oh my gosh, today I'm reading Sylvester and the Magic Pebble, one of my favorite books. And we may have to do it in two parts because it's kind of long, but I'm getting ready, and you can see there's Sylvester's parents, and this is a picture of the parents. They're looking for their son, Sylvester. So let's get started. Okay. And some of my friends know this book because I love to read this book. It's by William Steig, and he is a wonderful author and illustrator. He does all of the pictures, he draws the pictures, and he writes it. Very, very talented man. Okay, here we go. Sylvester Duncan lived with his mother and father at Acorn Road in Oatsdale. One of his hobbies was collecting pebbles of unusual shapes and sizes. And here's a picture of Sylvester at the table with his jar of pebbles. He loves pebbles. On a rainy Saturday, here I am right here. On a rainy Saturday during vacation, he found a quite extraordinary pebble. It was bright red, shiny, and perfectly round like a marble. As he was studying this remarkable pebble, he began to shiver. Ooh, very cold. He was shivering, probably from excitement, and the rain felt cold on his back. I wish it would stop raining. To his great surprise, the rain stopped. It didn't stop slowly. It stopped all of a sudden. It just went from rain to sun. See, the sun came out. The drops vanished on the way down, the clouds disappeared, and everything was dry. And the sun was shining as if the rain had never existed. So here it was raining, and Sylvester said, I wish it would stop. And suddenly the sun came out. In all of his life, Sylvester had never had a wish granted to him. It struck him that magic must be at work, and he guessed that the magic must be in the remarkable red pebble, which indeed it was. To make a test, he put the pebble on the ground and said, I wish it would rain again. But nothing happened. But when he said the same thing holding the pebble, see, the pebble is in his hoofs right there. There was a lightning and a clap of thunder, and the rain came shooting down. So all of a sudden, when he held that pebble and he made a wish, it happened. What a lucky day this is, thought Sylvester. From now on, I can have anything I want. My father and mother can have anything they want. My relatives and friends and anybody at all can have everything anybody wants. He wished the sunshine back in the sky, and he wished it to happen quickly, and all of a sudden it did. And he started home, eager to show his mother and father the magic pebble. See, it is right there. He could hardly wait to see their faces. maybe they wouldn't even believe him at first. So he's going home right now. Let me show you. Abby's listening. But there she is. She's got her bow in her hair. She's turned. I think she's falling asleep. She listens at the beginning, but then she falls asleep. So here goes Sylvester. Uh-oh. But what happens? As he was crossing Strawberry Hill, thinking of some of the many, many things he could wish for, he was startled to see in the tall grass a lion. He was frightened. If he hadn't been so frightened, he could have made the lion disappear with his magic pebble, or he could have wished himself safe at home with his mother and father. He could have wished the lion would turn into a butterfly or a daisy or a fly. He could have wished many things, but he panicked and he couldn't think carefully. "I wish I were a rock," he said, and he became a rock. The lion came bounding over, and he sniffed the rock, and he walked around the rock many times and went away. He was confused, puzzled, and bewildered. "I saw that little donkey as clear as day. Maybe I'm going crazy," he muttered. So here was Sylvester. Here's the magic pebble. All of a sudden, when he got nervous, he wished he was a rock, and the magic pebble turned him into a rock. And there's the lion wondering what happened to that donkey. And there he goes, walking away. And there's the magic pebble. And there's Sylvester. He's now a rock. And there was Sylvester, a rock on Strawberry Hill, with the magic pebble lying right beside him on the ground, and he was unable to pick it up. "Oh, how I wish I were myself again," he thought. But nothing happened. He had to be touching the pebble to make the magic work, but there was nothing he could do about it. His thoughts began to race like mad. He was scared and worried. Being helpless, he felt hopeless. He imagined all the possibilities, and eventually he realized that his only chance of becoming himself again was for someone to find the red pebble, there's the red pebble, and to wish that the rock next to it would be a donkey. Someone would surely find the red pebble. It was so bright and shiny, but what on earth would make them wish that a rock were a donkey? The chance was 1 in a billion at best. Sylvester fell asleep. What else could he do? Night came with many stars. So let's see here. He's on Strawberry Hill. Uh-oh, Abby's starting to growl. There's Sylvester. He's now a rock. There's the magic pebble. Someone has to find the magic pebble and hold the magic pebble and make a wish, and let's see what happens. Uh-oh, let's look at this picture, because here's Sylvester's parents, and we see a tear. Sylvester's mother is crying, and the father looks so concerned. Meanwhile, back at home, Mr. and Mrs. Duncan paced the floor, frantic with worry. Sylvester had never come home later than dinner time. Where could he be? They stayed up all night wondering what had happened, expecting that Sylvester would surely turn up by morning, but he didn't. Of course, Mrs. Duncan cried a lot, and Mr. Duncan did his best to soothe her. Both longed to have their son with them. "I will never, ever scold Sylvester again as long as I live," said Mrs. Duncan, "no matter what he does." At dawn, they went about speaking to neighbors about Sylvester. They're going to their neighbor who's a pig. "Have you seen Sylvester? Do you know where he might be?" And there's Mr. Duncan talking to the chickens. Do you know where Sylvester is? He hasn't come home. They talked to all of the children, the puppies, the kittens, and the piglets. See, there's the pig, there's some ducks, there's the dog. Everyone, they're asking everyone. No one had seen Sylvester since the day before yesterday. They even went to the police. There's the police. The police could not find their child. They were hopeless. They didn't know what to do. All the dogs in Oatsdale went searching for him. They sniffed behind every rock and tree. You know, dogs have very good noses. Into every nook and gully of the neighborhood and beyond, but found not a scent of him. They sniffed the rock on Strawberry Hill, but it smelled like a rock. It didn't smell like Sylvester. So here they are. They're going all over looking for Sylvester because he was a good friend to everyone. And the dogs are looking and smelling, just like what dogs like to do. But there's no Sylvester. Uh-oh, here's a picture of Mom. She's sitting in a rocking chair and she's knitting. Look, there's a ball of yarn and she's knitting. Those are knitting needles right there. Those are knitting needles. And look at even the plant. The flowers have died. They're sad too. And there she is. There's a tear. After a month of searching the same places over and over again, inquiring of the same animals over and over again, Mr. and Mrs. Duncan, there's the dad, he looks so sad too, no longer knew what to do. They decided that something dreadful must have happened to their son and they would probably never see him again. Though all this time, he was less than 1 mile away. They tried their best to be happy, to go about their usual ways, but their usual ways included Sylvester, and they were always reminded of him. They were miserable. Life had no meaning for them anymore. Oh, look at Mom, so sad, so sad. Look at the tear, and Dad's putting his head in his arms, and you can tell by his eyebrows. Look at his eyebrows. He looks so sad. He's smoking a pipe, but even that looks, he has nothing to make him happy again. A book, but he's not reading. Night followed day, and day followed night, over and over again. Sylvester on the hill woke up less and less often. When he was awake, he was only hopeless and unhappy. There he is, and there's the Magic Pebble, and there's Sylvester. He's still the rock. But you can see the seasons are changing. And how do we know that? Look at the leaves have changed color, and the leaves are falling down. He felt he would be a rock forever, and he tried to get used to it. He went into an endless sleep. The days grew colder. Fall came with the leaves changing color. Then the leaves fell and the grass bent to the ground. He doesn't know what to do. And no one's even coming up anymore because it's getting colder. And there he is, a rock, and there's a Magic Pebble, and the trees have turned color, and the leaves are falling down. Uh-oh. Look at this. Another season has come. And look who's sitting on the rock now. I guess it's a wolf. It is a wolf. Then it was winter. And we know it's winter because look at all this snow, and there's snow falling, no leaves on the tree. Then it was winter. The winds blew this way and that. It snowed. Mostly the animals stayed indoors, living on the food they had stored up. One day, a wolf sat on the rock that was Sylvester and howled because he was hungry. Oh, 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 oh. There's the wolf howling. Doesn't know it's Sylvester, of course. Then the snows melted. The earth warmed up. Look at that. Flowers, the leaves are on the trees. And the spring sun was out and things budded. Oh, look at that. Leaves were on the trees again. Flowers showed their young faces. And there's the rock. That's Sylvester. And there's the magic pebble. Now we can see it. The snow is melted, but we can see that the magic pebble is still there. Okay, now, the book goes on, but I'm going to stop here. I'm going to stop Sylvester and the Magic Pebble, and I'm going to read the rest tomorrow because it's a long book. And we can go over it more slowly and look at the pictures because the pictures are so good. Look at Sylvester's mom talking to the neighbors, asking, where's Sylvester? Have you seen him? So we're going to go back, look at the fence. This pig is listening, but she doesn't know where Sylvester is. I wonder if we're ever going to find Sylvester. Okay, join me tomorrow. I will finish this book tomorrow. In the meantime, let's say goodbye to Abby. Oh, there she is. There's my sweet girl. She looks very stylish today with her bow in her hair. She has two bows, and she needs a haircut, but I guess we're not going to go to the groomer anytime soon. So I put bows in her hair, and there she is, listening. Okay, friends, you know what I'm going to tell you. Join me tomorrow for the Magic Pebble. It's a good book, and you know what? We may read it more than once. It's such a good book. Have a wonderful day. I love you so much. I love you so much. Have fun. Go outside. It's raining right now. Not a good time to go. But if it stops raining, be sure and go outside. Spring is bursting with flowers and trees and leaves and bugs and worms. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. But I will see you tomorrow with the rest of the Magic Pebble. Goodbye.